Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
What's up,
guys?
What's up, guys? Dylan, what happened, bro?
That's not even it. I remixed it. I changed it. Yeah.
Oh,
They're not guys. They're podsters. I've been doing it like the last 5 episodes.
I said Podsters. What y'all say? Y'all messing everything up.
Who said that?
I was
Trash.
I was waiting for Dylan. Like Dylan was all over going all slow.
Yeah.
I'm over here like
You have to let it breathe. You have to let it breathe. Even after the go, you gotta let it breathe for a little while. I'll teach you. All right. Again.
He's taking that deep
3,
he's breathing into the mic.
2, 1, go. What's up, Podsters? Welcome back to Pod Ties, episode 11. Hope you all had a great weekend. Glad to see my brothers here. Missed you guys. Jeff, you always have something to say about your weekend. How was it?
Man, I have to say this was a pretty eventful weekend, you know what I'm saying? Got to see some good old football games. I always look forward to Sundays, but Monday came along. Damn.
You sound like the guy on WWE. He only said one word his whole career. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. That's funny.
Is that it about your weekend?
Oh yeah, man.
Damn.
That's all I need to share on camera. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? How about you guys? How'd you guys do? You know what I'm saying?
Well, thanks for
Actually,
asking.
I take it
know
back.
I know that was
Guys,
directed to
we'll talk
me.
about that later.
I know that was directed to me. I had a great weekend. Can't really complain. Healthy, happy,
Yes, sir.
and it's pumpkin season, so can't complain. Thanks for asking,
You
Jeff.
like pumpkins?
I like pie.
Anything
Oh,
that's related to
That's a good topic. We have to talk about that one day. Cover that pumpkin pie versus sweet potato pie. Unless that's not a debate.
It's not a debate. We know sweet
Not a
potato
debate
pie
at
is
all.
the best.
Okay. Well, that's it for that. By the
But we
way,
can talk about what's the best pie for Thanksgiving.
what's the best pie?
Yeah.
Sweet potato pie for me.
You got pecan pie. Some people like apple pie.
I think you gotta have both.
I like chestnut pie.
Just give me all of it. I'll bake it all and eat it all.
You can bake a pie?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Kiren with the secret sauce.
So Pod Ties Thanksgiving episode at Kiren's place. We'll have you recording in the kitchen. Break it down how you create each pie. Before I forget, a lot of you, I know that you've been listening to our intro, and there's this dope beat that brings us in after we have our little behind the scenes preview. There's this dope beat. A guy named Becker Beats. He delivered that banger for us. Thank you so much. I'll have his SoundCloud link in our episode description. Make sure to check that out because he has several more beats that are just as great. So thanks again, Becker Beats. And our boy, Charlie, fan of the podcast. We thank you for tuning in twice a week. We see you in the comment section. We're going to respond. Thank you for tuning in. Cowboys fan as well. I know it's tough, and you'll message me every once in a while and tell me I'm looking forward to what you guys have to say about their performance and whoever they were playing that week. So, Charlie, thank you for watching us and listening to us. Share with friends, and we're glad to have you a part of the Podsters gang. Now, gang. As I always say, to start off each episode, once we come back from our weekend break. There's a lot to discuss, a lot to cover. We have Cowboys versus Cardinals, other NFL games, a huge midseason, well, not midseason, but quarter season signing. Defending champions Chiefs signed a great running back, Tua Tagovailoa. Breaking news with him and the Miami Dolphins. We have college football, other NFL games, our pick six, Final Fantasy. I don't really want to talk about that. We talked about WNBA and who's GOAT status in our previous episode. We're going to circle back around and talk about who is on that Mount Rushmore, who are the top 4 WNBA players in our opinion. And then to close it out, we'll discuss the World Series. We're talking baseball, baby. This is the Fall Classic, and it's in Arlington. Yeah, you see our polos. Yeah, my muscles are just as big. Yeah. Texas, baby. Texas. It's at the new ballpark, Globe Life Field, not park, field. So we'll get into that and talk about it, give our predictions, and give a little preview about Rays versus Dodgers. All right, that's enough coming from me. What do you want to talk about first, Kiren?
I think we should introduce ourselves.
Oh, we still got to do that? No, people just know who we are.
Right.
I am your host, Dylan, and these are my brother / co-host, Jeff. Thank you for reminding me. Albert, the original, and the one and only, Kiren.
Yes, sir.
Jeff, we're going to give you a nickname one of these days. Maybe, what is your logic? Or what's your logic? Maybe that should be, your name should probably be Logic, your nickname. Since you retired, I think the name is up for grabs. Oh, no, Xavier gave you the name Jeffrey A. Smith. So, Kiren, how would you like for this episode to start off?
Man, let's go ahead and get this Cowboys versus Cardinals game out of the way.
All right. If that's where you want to start.
We got to get the bad first, man. We got to get the bad first.
Yeah, let's move pretty quickly through this one. Cowboys versus Cardinals, Monday Night Football game. Dun, 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 dun. Kyler Murray returned home. He's a hometown hero, sports legend in the Metroplex. Attended Allen High School. Never lost a game as a starting quarterback. That's an amazing stat. Won 3 UIL state championships with Allen, and then also came back for the Big 12 championship against Texas while he was Oklahoma's starting quarterback and won. And then he came in and beat the Cowboys. So now he's 7-0. He has a perfect record at AT&T Stadium. There must be some type of good juju there for him. Maybe him having his family and probably former teammates and former coaches attend the game gives him some type of extra juice. But yeah, they Cardinals won the game 38-10. And Kyler Murray, I mean, his stats weren't amazing. I think it was just a team effort. But he had 188 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns, 74 rushing yards. We know how quick he is on his feet. And he had another rushing touchdown to add on to those 2 touchdowns that he had in the passing category. Kenyon Drake, I didn't even know this. I was watching the game, but I didn't know he had 164 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. And D-Hop, to me, I think he's the best wide receiver in the NFL. He didn't have to really do too much because of how they had that lead, how they earned that lead so early in the game that's why Kenyon Drake, they could run it the rest of the game. But he did have his longest reception was 60 yards. So that's pretty good. Andy Dalton, 266 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He was pressured the whole game, as you can see in that picture. Almost got a safety, but he released it just in time. Ezekiel Elliott, 49 rushing yards, 31 receiving yards, and 2 fumbles, back-to-back series, back-to-back drives. And that really hurt the Cowboys, the Cardinals, they had pretty good starting field position, and I think that's what led the Cardinals to led to them getting 21 points and the Cowboys getting 0. Amari Cooper had a decent game, 7 receptions, 79 yards, and 1 touchdown. So he did pretty well, but it was just not that great of a game for our boys. How do you guys feel watching that live?
It was pretty bad. The Cardinals ended the week with only having 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers as a defense in 5 games?
Mm-hmm.
Nope, not Monday night. It's them boys. They turned up 2 forced fumbles. Just said Zeke had 2 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions. So yeah, and it was on a day where Kyler Murray didn't even do particularly well. Where he went for 9 out of 24 completions. So, and we still got spanked. So
it was great stats. Bad. Yeah, 9 for 24. That's not eye-popping numbers, but as you said, he really didn't need to put up the numbers where he needed to be accurate or spot on because they were up by so much in the game that any little mistake that he made, it wouldn't cost the Cowboys to narrow the margin. So good stats though.
Sure.
Yeah, I watched the game for like quarter and a half, and I was like, man, I got to turn it off. Monday Night Blues again. Cowboys, the defense came out decent. I think Kyler Murray saved us. I think he saved Mike Nolan's job, to be honest. Only completed 9 out of 24 for his pass attempts. If Kyler Murray played better, the score could have been like 48-10. Let's be honest.
I would have been over 50 for sure.
Probably so.
Exactly. And then, Zeke fumbling 2 times in a row. This was he fumbled. He has 3 fumbles this year, which is the highest of his career for any season. Is it 3 or 4?
Just for the season.
It's 4.
Dang. That's even worse.
Yeah, I saw this stat, this little nugget. 5 fumbles in the first 4 seasons of his career. 4 already in his 5th year. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's already speaks to the Cowboys offense. Andy Dalton, his first game starting quarterback, with the injury to Dak. He did all right. You could tell he was nervous when he first started. He was targeting Schultz, for the first quarter. He wasn't really hitting Amari Cooper, or any of the other receivers for any receptions. I think the receivers, they didn't really have a great game either, but, that's depending on the quarterback and the line. You seen that Amari Cooper stats was, what was it again? It was 7
receptions, 79 yards. And a touchdown.
79 yards versus D. Hopkins, which he had, 73 yards off of, 2 receptions. So it just tells you the difference in their playing styles. So it's a pretty bad game.
Yeah, you're next, Mr. Cardinal, with your red on.
Albert got red on too.
Yeah, but I can see Texas. I can't see your logo. Polo.
But as far as the Cowboys game goes, just to piggyback off of what actually, I'm not even going to repeat it. You guys already said it. We all know the Cowboys are trash. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But I didn't even expect them to win that game. Kyler Murray, I know he was going to come in and do his thing, which he didn't. He was like, all right, but he wasn't really what I expected. But he still got the dub, so he's still, undefeated at AT&T Stadium. If he keeps this up, he's about to look like the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Hey, the Undertaker, 18-0, man. Or however long he went before the streak got broken, man. But that man Kyler Murray,
Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
enjoy watching Kyler Murray, man. He's a magician with the football when he starts running with it. You know what I'm saying? He barely use his arm. So Cowboys, I don't know what to say about that, man.
Yeah, you couldn't tell by the score that it was a bad game for him. Yeah, we could.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Hey, Cowboys need a prayer, man. Like
They need more.
They need more than that.
yeah,
They need a miracle.
Yeah,
It's
and
like-
that miracle is not Andy Dalton.
I'm telling you, all they did was to prepare for this game. They woke up on Monday and was like, "Y'all know we playing tonight, right?" They're like, "Oh, what? For real? Let me get a ride to the stadium."
That's tonight.
Jeffrey A. Smith, you just went, so now it's time for Dylan, Irvin, Michael Irvin. It's time for me to go. I'm tired of you talking about my Cowboys. Let's not forget, we're still in first place in the NFC East. Did you forget? Did you forget? Well, don't forget
I did
again.
not
We're in
forget.
first place. And we play Washington next week. Our defense is looking pretty good, especially in that first quarter. I think those two fumbles. It was 0-0 in the first quarter. Now, I know there were some missed opportunities for the Cardinals, but still the defense played well. The secondary, actually, with that, you have Christian Kirk, D-Hop, and Larry Fitzgerald. They contained them to the best of their ability. But I'm looking forward to the next game. Once the game is over, I don't harp on what happened. I don't look to the past. I don't look back. I look forward. Van Der Esch is back. That's good for our defense. That's good for Jalen Smith. When those two are healthy, they're two of the best linebacker tandems in the league. But another good sign for our defense is Randy Gregory is cleared to play this upcoming Sunday. Him and Alden Smith, that front seven, that D line that they have, they're going to really need Randy Gregory to come out, pressuring the quarterback, just like he did before he went through that suspension, because he really is a great, impactful defender. But going back to the game, I know I said I wouldn't talk about that game, but first quarter we played really well. I think Zeke, those two fumbles back to back, that deflates your team, especially your defense. Hey, we did our job. Now you need to do your job. And the fact that he fumbled the ball and now they can't even catch their breath because it was such a short series, to expect that defense to contain Kyler Murray, his throwing arm, those boosters that he has at his feet, there's no way you can contain them for 4 quarters. And it showed in that second quarter before going into halftime. Christian Kirk, man, I mean, he had a hell of a game. I know that they, on the whiteboard, that scouting report, number one, who we need to pay attention to was D-Hop. I don't think they were expecting Christian Kirk to have the game that he had. So
he's a good receiver, so I don't know why they.
Yeah, A&M boy. I'm looking at my notes. What else did I have? What also hurt Andy Dalton, because I don't think it was his fault. We also have to remember that he was benched in the second half of last year. They were in that Joe Burrow sweepstake. They wanted him, so they knew that the Andy Dalton era was over. So he didn't even get to play a full season last year. So you can't expect him to come back now and replace Dak right off the bat. It's going to take reps. It's going to take some games, some hits where he can get back into game shape. And but Zach Martin being out, he exited the game early with a concussion. That hurts. Zach Martin is our offensive line. Once he went out, there is no offensive line. It's the center snapping the ball and Andy Dalton, and then 11 defenders from the Cardinals coming after him. That's basically what happened the whole game. So I think with all the circumstances that he had to deal with, he played pretty well. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, and we'll see how he plays against Washington. And that's really all I have. We're still in first place. As Cowboys fans, when we win one game, we're Super Bowl bound. When we lose a game, get rid of everybody, clean house. Let's tank 0-16. Let's get Trevor Lawrence. That's not going to happen. We're not getting Trevor Lawrence. The New York Jets have perfected tanking. We're not going to tank like they are.
They got Sam Darnold, bro. They don't need Trevor Lawrence.
Sam Darnold's not playing. He's not, and they're not going to rush him back. Why would you rush him back? I don't think he's the future. Trevor Lawrence is the future. The New York Jets will. How? Let's move on to other games, other notable NFL games that happened Sunday and Monday. We have the Broncos and the Patriots. Cam Newton came back, and also Stephen Gilmore, their best cornerback, but they lost 18-12. Broncos won. Steelers, they beat the Browns 38-7. That was a huge upset. Not that I thought the Browns would win, but I didn't think it would be that lopsided. Giants beat the Washington football team 20-19. Washington could have tied it, but they went for a 2-point conversion, and it was one of the worst 2-point conversions in the history of the NFL.
That play itself ruined my Sunday. I thought I was watching Cowboys.
Cowboys too. Washington did y'all.
That game was so stupid at the end.
Yeah, it was. But we did admit that it was an entertaining game. Like, for them to be two trash teams, they definitely had me watching. I wasn't even watching the Baltimore-Philadelphia game, even though Philadelphia did come back and almost come back. Titans versus Texans, it went to overtime. Titans won. That was another situation where the Texans were up, and they could have kicked an extra point and made an 8-point game, but they went for 2 points to make it a 9-point game, and they didn't convert. And then the Titans, they go back last drive of the fourth quarter, and they score a touchdown, Tannehill to A.J. Brown, and then that leads them to overtime. And then King Henry, with his 800 rushing yards that he had in the game, took over and ended it. And now they're still one of the remaining undefeated teams in NFL. Ravens, as I said, they beat the Eagles 30-28. They had a huge lead, and then those Eagles are so persistent. You can't get rid of them easily. So they almost came back and won, but Baltimore did pull off the victory. Dolphins beat the Jets 24-0. First shutout in this season in 2020, where a team didn't even score 1 point, 3 points. Buccaneers beat the Packers, shocking result, 38-10. And the Chiefs yesterday, Monday, first game of the doubleheader, the Chiefs beat the Bills 26-17.
Oh.
Speaking of Chiefs, Le'Veon Bell just signed with them. The Jets released him because they couldn't find someone to trade for him, so they released him because they're tanking. They're in that Trevor Lawrence sweepstake, and they're front runner for him. And so the Chiefs signed Le'Veon Bell. Do you think that they're like the Golden State Warriors of the NFL? Like, they're unstoppable now that they signed them?
I think so.
1,000%.
Bro, that's like the equivalent of Thanos getting the last Infinity Stone. Just you
But
add him to the offense that they already have, man. It's like GG's.
Or it's like adding Groot to the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like they're unstoppable, right? It's like equivalent to that. Kyron?
Kyron, don't acknowledge that.
I'm not.
Kyron, can you hear me?
Nah.
Now, go ahead, Albert.
This don't make the Chiefs 1,000%. Le'Veon Bell is like, he's not that great anymore. He's not the Le'Veon Bell we remember from the Steelers. So, I mean, they got a good deal for him, but I don't think he's really that much of an addition to the team.
But you add him to like already high octane offense. It's like that's a win-win situation, well, to me.
You have him sharing snaps. He's not your lone person in the backfield. He's not your lone running back. You have him sharing. Yeah, you have him sharing snaps with Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
He went off.
He did go off. Now, do you think that signing Le'Veon Bell, how do you think that's going to affect Clyde Edwards-Helaire? You think it helps him in the future because he has a back that is patient, knows how to find little holes, little gaps to get through? You think it'll help his game watching Le'Veon Bell and the way that he maneuvers on the field, and being that Le'Veon Bell being that mentor to Allaire? You think it helps his career in the future, or you think it hurts him? Because now he doesn't have as many snaps as he would have if Le'Veon wasn't on the team.
I think he's still going to get majority of the snaps, especially how he played last game.
161 rushing yards against Buffalo.
He's been playing good the whole season.
Yeah, and like the way Le'Veon plays, like granted he hasn't been the same Le'Veon from like the Steelers, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because he was with the Jets. The Jets are trash. It's a bad organization. Players go there to end their careers. Anyways. Anyways, so Le'Veon Bell, he's more of a, like a, what's the word? Like a scat pack. He's not a gadget guy, but like he isn't like a power back. Like he's not going to just gut it up the middle. He likes to go out worse, left, right, get the corners. I don't know why you're making that face, Dylan, because you know he ain't a power back.
I'm trying
to look up how you spell.
Yeah, how do you spell that? Yeah, Merriam-Webster. What? How do you spell that? Or is that like some Jamaican thing?
Oh no, man.
Is it like a synonym for scalawag?
No, it's not.
No, okay.
It's not. But the point is, Edwards, he's actually is that, kind of a bell cow back. When you first and goal, give it to him, get it up the middle. He's going to take it in there. Le'Veon's not like that. So I feel like just for that simple reason alone, he's not going to get majority of the touches until he obviously shows that he still has it. And then now they may put him in. But other than that, I think Edwards is going to keep that starting position.
Yeah, they know who the future is, man.
Yeah, I agree with both of you.
You ain't got no choice.
No, I do. But I'll agree with you on this one. Le'Veon and Clyde, they're two different running backs. They have two different styles. They bring different attributes and characteristics to the team. As you said, Edwards-Helaire is a cow back, whatever you said. He's like a 3-down back. And then Le'Veon can also be out there at the same time. And to me, he's more of a wide receiver. He's like a dual threat. He catches more than rushing. So he's just another option. He can line up with Tyreek Hill now that Sammy Watkins is out for a little while. And Hardman, he can line up with them and Kelsey. And, he can, if those guys aren't open, he's Mahomes' last resort. And that's not a bad last resort at all. I would like to have
Andy Reid. He's going to call some nice plays for him.
Yeah, true. I would like to have Le'Veon as my fifth option any day. Jets, sign me and Le'Veon back. I can make something happen.
Then you probably ain't gonna make it to the locker room, man. As soon as you walk into the facility, you already got a bad juju.
Who was the guy that retired during like halftime with Indianapolis? I can't remember his name, but he retired during halftime. He told the team like, "I retired."
Oh yeah, it was. It didn't happen twice though. Someone with Denver too.
Yeah, it's happened a few times, but I thought that was hilarious. That would probably be me. I get sacked one time. I'm like, all right, I retire.
The Jets are bad, man.
They are so bad. Next, Tua time.
I've been waiting for this one.
Jeff, you were asking Sunday, when will we see Tua? When will he make his debut? And he did against the Jets, because it was such a lopsided game and the Dolphins are up 24-0. He came in with 2 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. He only played five snaps, and he was 2 for 2 with 9 passing yards. But for some reason they're naming him the starter after this upcoming bye week, so he'll start week 8 over Ryan Fitzpatrick. Do you think this is too premature? You think it's too early to make this decision? Now, they are 3-3 and they're only a game behind Buffalo.
1,000%.
This man. You know any other numbers?
Yeah. Bro, it's weird timing. Y'all don't think that's weird timing?
It's horrible timing. What do you mean?
Bro, that's crazy.
Bro, That literally makes no sense.
Ryan Fitzpatrick threw 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, but he's playing well to me. I don't think you bring it to, especially with that significant hip injury that he didn't even suffer a year ago.
I mean, we know that they brought Tua in for a reason, but like the timing is weird. Like,
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The reason go ahead.
Yeah, some people are saying maybe he's showing them something that the public isn't privy to, maybe something in practice. Kind of like the whole scenario with Kansas City where Alex Smith was the starting quarterback. You were hearing whispers about they're going to trade him. He won't last the upcoming season. You won't see him in a Chiefs uniform because Mahomes was just, man, he was, well, whatever he was doing on the field, I guess he was doing what we see each week, but he was doing it in practice. So that's why they were like, Mahomes is our guy. So maybe Tua is showing those same type of that same ability, those same type of talents on the practice field, and they're like, okay, you seem to be 100% fully recovered from that hip injury. Let's bring you on now that we have this momentum and we're in second place in the the AFC West. I mean East.
I would just think that momentum. Like, why would you mess up the momentum? Like, or possibly mess up
two complete passes. Like, all right, you start.
Yeah. It's crazy. This when Fitzpatrick's been on his A game this far. So it's weird, man.
I mean, the thing about Fitzpatrick is, or should I say Fitzmagic? I'm just calling Fitzmagic because he's playing crazy right now. But the thing about him,
if he threw 2 interceptions.
I guess, but and that's the thing about Fitzpatrick is like he'll play like lights out for like a few games, but at some point he falls off a cliff and then he loses the magic. So maybe that's why they're putting him into the starting lineup. But in my opinion, I feel like it's too soon. I feel like you should just ride the wave because he, like Dylan said, he suffered that injury not even a year ago. Now you're putting him into the NFL with these big old D linemen and linebackers and people who are going to get after him. And I just feel like it's just setting you up for failure because he's supposed to be your future. Just let him sit back, relax, fully recover, learn, because he's supposed to be your guy for the future.
Yeah, and you even reacted to it when I told you about the breaking news, and you said, "Who is he going up against? Who's his first opponent?" LA Rams, like Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald,
Exactly.
this man, when they were facing the Washington football team with Alex Smith, this man almost lost his leg, and Aaron Donald didn't give a damn. He did not care. He was picking this man up, suplexing him. He was doing the angle lock. He was doing all this. He did not care. So imagine how Aaron Donald will attack poor Tua Tagovailoa when he's in the pocket. He doesn't give a dang about that hip.
Maybe that's their strategy.
Yeah.
Maybe they're using Tua as bait, like do a bait and switch. Like, all right, you can take your anger out on Tua, and we'll say Fitzpatrick for the rest of the season.
That's a good point because Jeff did just say after a while that Fitzmagic, it starts to fizzle out. That magic starts to fizzle. So maybe you say, okay, Ryan, we need you for week 12 through 17. So let's have you sit out these games and let's bring in Tua. They could do that. 1 week Tua starts, 1 week Ryan Fitzpatrick starts. Dolphins, they're innovative sometimes. They ran the Wildcat. They made that popular back in like the late 2000s. So maybe they'll try this out too.
Yeah, next week Willie Beeman will start.
Who? At the third string?
Beeman.
Oh, from the movie. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was that Jamie Foxx?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I never seen the movie,
Oh,
but
what you talking about?
you're not. That's because you're not cultured.
I guess not.
Before we talk pick six and our week 4 results, Kiren, my brother, why we do it? We should have known. We should have known that Ty was going to roll over them Bulldogs. We should have known. Why did we think Georgia was going to win? After we've learned from Georgia's sports history.
Exactly.
With the Braves the Falcons and Georgia before.
Man, they've been on the hot streak, man. But yeah, I don't know, man. We went against the grain, and it didn't work this time.
That tide came rolling in from the ocean and put that fire out.
It's all about consistency, guys. Alabama is always consistent until you get to the national championship and they're running Clemson, but always
True.
consistent.
True.
That is facts.
That's true. Well, Alabama won 41 and Georgia had 24. It was number 2 in the nation versus number 3. So I definitely watched this game. There's not a lot of times that I watch like a college football game in its entirety, but I did tune into this one from first quarter to fourth quarter. Mac Jones, he's a real deal. They showed like some stat during the game on CBS where they had his first 7 career stats versus Tua and I believe Jalen Hurts. I don't think it was AJ McCarron. I think it was Jalen Hurts, and his number were incredible. So he's the real deal. 417 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Najee Harris, this guy they're calling him the college football Barry Sanders. I don't think so, but he is a great running back. Alabama usually has great running backs. 152 rushing yards, 1 touchdown. But his performance was overshadowed by that wide receiver trio. You had Devontae Smith, 167 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, and he was basically getting all the targets, all the receptions. At first, I was like, "Dang, do they have another wide receiver on their team?" Because he was dominant. Jalen Waddle, 161 receiving yards, 1 touchdown. His longest reception was 90 yards. That's the longest reception touchdown in school's history. And then also Smith and Waddle, they're the first wide receiver duo to have 150 receiving yards in one game. That was the first time that's happened in school history. Georgia, Stetson Bennett, 259 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. I was wondering because with the transfer portal, you don't have to sit out for a year. You're automatically instantly eligible. So I was wondering if at halftime, because he had a great first half performance, I was wondering if he transferred to Alabama because he was throwing it to all the Alabama defenders. So I didn't know if I didn't see it. I guess I didn't look at my Bleacher Report app. And then also Cook, their running back, he had the most receiving passing yards. I have passing yards, but that's supposed to be receiving yards and 1 touchdown. So that was about it. No one really on Georgia had the best numbers. It was all Alabama, especially in that second half. How do you guys feel about that game? Did it live up to the hype?
No, not at all.
I'm with you.
Mac Jones looks super average to me.
Did he?
Mac Jones. Like, he didn't jump out. Shut up, Albert.
I already knew where it was going.
You lied to me. Return of the Mac. Nope. Hey, if he's drafted by the Packers, could you call him Mac and Cheese because they're the cheese heads?
Oh.
Boy, you and your Albert back today, huh?
Yeah. He's rubbing off on me.
Mac and cheese.
Anyways, the Packers are not going to draft him. They already got Jordan Love back there.
Knowing the Packers in their draft history, they may just have Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, and Mac Jones on there as their quarterbacks in their depth chart. But yeah, the game, how'd you feel about it, Jeff?
I mean, as far as the game goes, I mean, I knew Alabama was going to win. They were scaring me at first. Like I said, Mac Jones looked super average to me. His stats were good, but like just the eye test. Like he doesn't have that it factor. There's just something about him. He looks super average. I'm glad they won the game. Helped me with pick 6. I was going to be highly upset, but yeah. Anyone else?
We already knew Alabama was going to win, so I mean.
Yeah, me and Albert, we on the same page. High five. Yeah.
Yeah, Kiren. Well, that was a tough loss. My chest was all puffed and my back was straight. I never felt so good. The air quality was good. I was breathing good air, and when they went into the locker room
at pollution
at halftime. Yeah, then the second half, it was. As I said, Stetson Bennett, he's just not the guy. You said Mac Jones is average, but Stetson Bennett is below average. So you don't think Mac Jones? You think he's just a college quarterback? You don't think his talent will transition to the NFL? You think it's
what I've seen so far? From what I've seen so far, yeah, I just think he's a college quarterback.
You think it's just Devontae Smith? You think it's just Devontae Smith, John Mechie, and Jalen Waddle that makes him look good?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I wish I had those first.
Alabama.
I wish I had those first 7 starts. His career stats. They're impressive. They're really good.
I mean, it's Alabama and it's college football. Like college football numbers are very deceiving because there's no defense.
But numbers don't lie.
They do in college.
Why are we hypocritical about numbers? One segment we say the numbers lie, then we say they don't lie. Or do they lie or do they not?
It's about the situation, man. They lie when it comes to college football stats.
Facts.
No stats.
Makes no sense.
Nope, it don't.
I think that's where Mike Nolan got his defensive plan from.
SEC is all about defense. They're known for their defense.
Yeah, but people still scoring like 30, 40 points, so it ain't really that much of a difference. Look at that Texas A&M and Texas game. Texas A&M and SEC. Look how much points they gave up.
Mm-hmm. Looked like a whole basketball game out there.
Exactly.
That basketball game was Clemson versus Georgia Tech. Kiren almost had a heart attack.
I was deceased.
He thought that was Georgia.
Boy, that was slaughterhouse, boy.
They scored 73 on them boys.
Yeah, bro. And they only had, like 7?
Yeah, 7. They need to stick to technology.
I would just wave the white flag. Wave the white flag after halftime.
Right?
Yeah, man. Like stuff like games like that, you need like a white flag or like something to like, or like just keep the clock running, man. Because like it's just like, man, just let it end.
Throw the towel.
They need mercy rule out there.
They need something.
Step foot back out on this field.
The Cowboys got 21-0 skunk.
Yeah, they need a mercy too.
It's not bad.
Oh man.
Big 6. Actually, I was 500 this week. I feel good. I was 500.
Right, okay.
Surprise.
Week 4 numbers, they look similar to last week. No one went above someone else. We're still in the same position, but it's a tight 4-man race. Any one of us can win it. It's still like anybody
can. Xavier, right?
Not Xavier. Us 4. I feel like at any point one of us can win it. So don't get too comfortable with that lead, Jeff. You're 20-6.
I'm taking that.
Yeah, this is like the NFL division. Dylan is the NFC East.
Well, Jeff is the AFC North.
Yeah.
Or the NFC West. They have a pretty good. All 4 of those teams are really good. But Jeff, 20-6. Your losses were you were perfect in college football, but you lost we all picked the Packers and the Buccaneers won. I don't know why the Buccaneers are doing this to us, because last week we all picked the Buccaneers and they lost to the Bears.
Exactly, bro.
They probably watching, bro.
Tom Brady, yeah, he's a troll, so he's probably doing this on purpose. They were down. Tampa Bay was actually down 10-0 in the game, and Green Bay. I was like, okay. After that bye week, they're looking fresh. They're looking fresh, and then 38 unanswered points, and then Tampa Bay's defense they looked like the 2000 Ravens with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and those guys.
And Aaron Rodgers got the nerve to be talking smack to the Dominican Sue. Like, bruh, don't get mad at him. Get mad at your O-line. Like, you're the wrong person. You're talking to the wrong person right now. That's not your line.
their beef goes way back when the Ndamukong Suh was with Detroit, and when I think he stumped on his arm or something like that.
Damn.
You know, Suh is,
Damn.
yeah, Suh. He's known for being a dirty player. But yeah, Jeff, you lost the Green Bay game, and then you also predicted the what else?
Well,
The Washington game.
No
Yeah,
name.
you picked Washington. You
No
predicted
name.
that incorrectly. Kiren, Georgia, you got that one wrong, and then the Green Bay game. Albert, Mississippi State, you were with me on that, and then you got the Green Bay game wrong. And then for me, I think I was perfect, 6 for 0. I just need to refresh this graphic. It should come up. Look, my Siri's even coming on telling me, please shut up. Who is Bob? Why are you calling Bob?
Saying, Albert, you were wrong like me about the Mississippi game.
No, wrong like me. Previous weeks when I was always wrong. That's where I was getting at. Come on, Jeff.
Nah.
Listen. I got the Mississippi State game wrong, the Georgia game wrong, and the Green Bay game wrong. And that's pick 6. Xavier, he got the Louisville game wrong. I don't know why he picked that one. He got the Green Bay game wrong, and the last one, Buffalo. He picked Buffalo because that's his Super Bowl pick.
That's crazy.
To represent the AFC East. Xavier, if you're watching this,
because he went there before.
Xavier, if you're listening to this, I know you are. Boy, I'm on your head for that one. Go ahead, Albert.
Let's go.
Y'all didn't make a bet.
I know. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we did it.
I was trying.
I gotta make up for some.
Yeah,
for
real. Too bad.
Let's go.
Too bad. It's over. I really wanted to make a bet.
I had a great week this week. Besides my defense, most of these players I've never played before. Like Fitzpatrick, I just picked him up. Madison, I just played him for the first time. Jimmy Graham, I might bench him next week because he all right. But Derrick Henry, that man had 40 points alone.
All right, next topic. No, go ahead.
That man was a beast. Like I always start him. Of course, unless it's a bye week. But yeah, he got me most of my points this week. Actually, it was blowing you out like 101 to like 60 until Monday, and I was like, man, Kyler Murray might catch up with the Cowboys defense, but good thing he was playing like garbage. So
still got like 30 points though.
Yeah, it was the rushing yards and the 3 total touchdowns. Yeah. I was hoping that D-Hop, because whenever Murray's having a great game, D-Hop is also having a great game. But they didn't need D-Hop, of course, so he didn't need to he didn't need to get all those touches and then possibly give me 20 points. So it didn't happen, but at least I made the game look like it was closer than it actually was, because as you said, I was down by almost like 40 points on Sunday before that Monday Night Football matchup. Back to Derrick Henry. What do you guys think about this? MVP, I have Russell Wilson, right? Number 1. Behind him, Derrick Henry. Number 2.
I wouldn't put 2. I'll put top 5. Maybe top 4, but not number 2.
Been going off.
Running backs never win MVP.
Never. Yeah. It's been a while since a running back won.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't even know if I was alive the last time that happened. It was probably Jim Brown. Yeah,
as far as the Titans goes, I feel like he is the MVP for that team in particular.
People are saying Ryan Tannehill's in that race too.
Because of that, man. When you got a running back like that, bro, you just play action where you can do what you want.
For real, because they think you can run it.
You have a wide receiver like A.J. Brown too, and Corey Davis and Adam Humphries, and your tight end Smith, Jeff, who he got injured.
He only got like 2 points.
Yeah, he got injured in that game, but he's top 5 tight end. I want to talk about my team. I don't care about them this week. I did go into that fantasy matchup like the 07-08 Patriots playing the Giants and thinking that all right, we won a Super Bowl. and I fell flat on my face because I
I
was
definitely thought you were going to win.
I was so confident after seeing Seattle with that bye week and Russell Wilson, Chris Carson, and DK Metcalf being out. I was like, I'm always quoting Albert. There's no way you win. You get the dub, but you did. So congratulations. I won't be a bad sportsman. You earned it. I'll go first. Slashing like Guns N' Roses back to Final Fantasy. I had Jason Sanders as my kicker, 9.5 points. Will Lutz, he had a bye week, so Jason Sanders got me some points. At least he gave me 9.5. It didn't help, as you saw earlier. I still lost. Still took the L against Albert.
Let's go.
Conor McGregor.
I picked up Fitzpatrick because I seen who they were playing. They were playing the Jets. So I'm like, man, it's the best option that he's gonna go out and get some easy points. So I gambled and I won again.
Barely.
You next, Kiren.
16 points.
Already defeated Jeff and Dylan. You next, Kiren.
Actually, I played Jeff this week. So we have a double header. Yeah, I think his name. I think he made his name for his opponents that they'll give to 100 really quickly. Because he doesn't get to 100.
Man, dog, I didn't even want to talk about Final Fantasy, bro.
I gave you a break to calm down. That's why we went into the our top 5 and power rankings. Actually, I just forgot.
Did y'all look at my bench, bro?
Yeah. You had more points on your bench than in your starting lineup.
You made that mistake like 2-3 weeks in a row.
Exactly.
Bro, the other times it just so happened that they, my bench was like scoring points or whatever. But this time it was literally like I don't even know. So check this out, bro. So I literally spent the whole week, studying film, watching tape, you know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out the perfect lineup and my best chances, because it's hard to predict the future. Fantasy football is pretty difficult sometimes because it's so up in the air, you know what I'm saying? So you really gotta do your research, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I had I'm about to go over my whole thing here, man, because this is really upsetting.
It's horrible.
You had Galladay
is so upsetting
as your wide receiver too, and he put up double digits.
DeAndre Swift had 27 points.
But check this out, and I did not expect that. I did not expect that. He came out the blue with that.
Lions haven't had a running back since Barry Sanders, so I didn't expect that either.
Yeah, and if you pay attention to Swift's stats, previous games, he's been average. First week against Chicago, he scored 11 points. Green Bay, he scored 12 points. Week 3, he had 3 points. And then he came alive week 4, had 15. Of course, they had their bye week for week 5. And then out of nowhere, he drops almost 30 points. What? So, of course, he's not in my starting lineup with the numbers I just listed off. He's not in my starting lineup at all. But we're not even going to talk about him. He dropped, 30 points. One hit wonder, maybe. I don't know. But my issue is that I had Chase Claypool. I picked him up off free agency because I was like, he had a good game against the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? I kind of believe in this kid. I like what I saw. Let me put him in my starting lineup. Let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But then reality hits me, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe that game was a fluke. Let me put him on the bench, see what he does this week, and blah, 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 whatever. So I put who did I put back in? I forgot. I think it was Odell I put back in the game. Oh. Or maybe it was Galladay. I put him because I was like, Galladay, he's consistent. He gets me solid 15, 16 points. I'm going to rock with him. And then, I think it was Saturday, I was going to put Claypool back into my starting lineup for OBJ. But I didn't do it. I believed in OBJ. He let me down.
No, why? The only game he performed well was against the Cowboys.
Yeah, but so the thing with Odell Beckham, so he's not consistent, but he played well against the Cowboys, and then he'll drop like maybe like 11, 12, 13 points. So he typically averages about 15 points. And the projection between him and Claypool is pretty similar. So since, you have a rookie, you got a veteran, I'm going to go with the veteran. But my heart was telling me to put Claypool in, but I didn't listen.
He got 5.2 points the first week of the season.
Yeah,
against
but
Baltimore.
but that was like the first season. I mean, that was the first game of the season. You know what I'm saying? So
it's not his fault. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
It's Baker Mayfield's fault. He got terrorized by the Steelers defense, best defense in the NFL, and he doesn't show up against good defenses.
Baker just can't throw, period.
And Odell, I think he watches the Podsters too, like Tom Brady, because every time you start him, he sucks.
Right? Bro, I'm telling you, man.
Even McLaurin had like 12 points on the bench for you.
Dog. Oh my goodness. And then, but that's not even the worst part. So typically, I have Tampa Bay's defense. I start them every week. I have them, but this time I'm thinking like, oh, Aaron Rodgers is gonna come in. He about to go crazy. Tampa Bay ain't about to do nothing. So I end up picking up Washington's defense, thinking like, oh, it's probably about to be a low scoring game. Danny Dimes only like averaged like 12 points. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking Washington's defense about to go crazy. Man, I was wrong. Tampa Bay went crazy. They dropped 20 points as a defense. That could have won the game for me easily. I mean, won the matchup easily for me this week. But, man.
What?
You mad,
bro? I'm sweating over here, bro. Like, oh my gosh, bro. Like, I'm so heated, bro. And then on top of that, my tight end Smith with Tennessee, this man was a no-show. I mean, he did get hurt, yes, but 2 points, bro. Like, come on, bro. Oh my god. And then turns out I lose the freaking matchup this week by 2 points, man. I'm upset.
You lost by 2?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dang. After you came back last week, your team couldn't get you 3 points.
The crazy thing about him losing is Dalvin Cook was on the other team, and he didn't score any points, and the other dude's defense had -2, and you still lost. That's crazy.
That's because the reason why Dalvin Cook didn't have any points because he didn't play.
Yeah. So I thought it was gonna be an easy win, but man, boy, I tell you.
Oh man. Well, I can understand the Tampa Bay taking them out because Green Bay, they came into their game ranked number 1 in offense. And then I told you Chase Claypool, and you said it yourself. He's like number 2 behind DK Metcalf, him and Ben Roethlisberger. They're number two behind Russ and Metcalf. Why didn't you start the man?
Exactly. That's his logic. Man, he's one of the best receivers in the league. Let's put him on the bench.
I told you they were going up against number 30, 30th in pass defense, Cleveland Browns.
He did say that. I remember it.
He's a rookie, man.
I feel you.
I don't know, man.
Albert doesn't, though.
I don't.
Speaking of advice, Kiren, I also gave you some wisdom. You didn't present a question to us last week in episode 10, but you did in our private group chat, and you were like, should I start Cam Newton over Deshaun Watson or keep Deshaun Watson? And I told you, keep Deshaun. High scoring game. I can smell it.
I told you too, Kyron.
I was so man, I changed my starting lineup like 20 times.
I never said
that day. I swear I did. I was like, I'll put him in. Let me move him back. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, nah, bro, let me move him back. 10 minutes later, nah, I'm gonna move him back again.
Bro, Cam had the better matchup, bro.
Yeah, but they haven't been playing. They were out for like a week and a half, right?
Bro, it's Denver, bro. Denver's trash, bro.
Yeah, but when you're in there a week and a half with the new offense that you're not adjusted to, how do you expect him to come back and like just blow it out the water?
No practice at all, especially for Cam, because he had to isolate, self-isolate.
Denver is trash.
What I had a problem with, man. I had a chance to win the game, but the two Mikes on my team, they didn't show up. I had who? Mike Evans. He gave me 2 points.
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah,
freaking Mike Jasecki, I guess he didn't play. He gave me 0 points. My tight end, Darren Waller, got the same amount of points, and he was on the bye.
Oh, that's funny.
It be like that, man.
Man, look, bro. When I opened my app today, and I quote, this is what it told me. It said, maybe the other team is better, or maybe you just need a Snickers. That's what it told me.
Bro, I got that too, bro.
And guess what? Yes, I will take the Snickers. Insert the Snickers in my starting lineup because they would. It really gave me the same point production as Mike Jasecki.
Maybe Mike Gesicki should have had a Snickers. Then what did they say? No,
like Little Black Riding Hood. Like.
That's probably the look he was going for.
He looks like the wolf that's trying to catch Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh heck yeah! You need to stop with these outfits though, man. This man is crazy.
That man looked like a 1980s sofa.
Hey, but are we asking questions this week about fantasy? Because I got a big one.
Yeah, but that's next episode.
Oh. Hey, but before we switch to topics here, I just have a quick question for you guys.
Jeff's random question of the day.
Oh Lord.
What?
So check this out. So I was doing some thinking, all right. Now, in your total lifespan, if you had to give up 1 year to get $30,000, how many years would you guys give up?
Okay, say that again. So for 1 year, I'd have to give up 30,000.
No, you got it backwards.
Oh
so
yeah,
if you give up 1 year of your life
to gain 30,000.
$30,000. How many years would you give up?
So if I gave away 2, I would get 60,000. That's how it works.
Right.
It's like any year. Like, can I be like?
No, it's just random. It's just
random.
Like, you
random like this question.
Just a random year or 2 or however many you pick off of your lifespan.
And knock years off your lifespan.
Exactly.
But what if you get that $30,000 and then that year you knock off was supposed to be this year and you end up dying?
Yeah.
Hey, that's possible.
Like, does it guarantee that you like?
Hey, it's a gamble, bro. It's simple. You trade a year, you get $30K. What you doing?
I'm not trading anything. $30,000 is not a lot, especially if it's taxable. It's really not that much.
If I lived in Delaware, maybe because they don't have taxes. But I probably give like two years. I think they do have certain taxes, but I don't know. Yeah, don't listen to me on that one. But I'll probably give away 2 years to get 60,000. Yeah.
All right.
I'll probably lose that anyway from all the pizza I eat.
Hey, pizza's some good stuff, man.
Yeah, man. It's me every weekend. I'll give away 1 year.
1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
Cashing out.
Yeah, I'm
but
cashing out.
Look at the pros and cons of this. You get $30,000 and you lose a year of your life, right? Everybody makes at least over $30,000 a year. So you're not really gaining anything by losing
technically you are gaining, because when you work and make $30,000 a year, you're actually working 40 hours a week to get that $30,000, and then you're getting taxed. But if you're not even gonna miss that year, bro. You're not even gonna miss that year. You're just like, oh yeah, I'll give away a year, and then you got $30K in your bank, bro. Like what? Bro, like, you don't have to do anything.
But you make over $30,000 a year, so you're getting $30,000. It's not really that much. And 2, what if you get this money, you save this money up, and you and your significant other, like, man, we're gonna start cruising, we're gonna start going on this, and then time's up. You can't go nowhere because you traded your life away. So what'd you really save the money for? To
Yeah, because
die?
we don't know how many years we have remaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
you
am
don't know.
getting that 60,000.
I'm trading away a year. I don't remember.
I was doing the numbers while you were talking, and you have to give a little bit over 33 years to gain $1 million.
That's extreme right there. That's too much.
33 years. I'll be almost 50 years old.
Ain't worth it.
I don't want to be 50 and be a millionaire. I want to be a millionaire at 30. So
Be young and enjoy the money. Makes sense.
Jeffrey, you didn't even answer your question.
yeah, how many years would you give away?
Oh, give away all.
That's tough. You know what I'm saying? See, I don't think I'll really give up anything, but at the same time, I think I'll probably give up like 2 years, bro. I ain't even gonna lie.
What? Here we go with his logic again.
Oh man.
Because, bro, look, if you think about it, bro, because look, like Dylan said, you don't know how much time you have. You know what I'm saying? So just by simply giving up 2 years, you get an instant $30,000 or $60,000. You know what I'm saying?
Jeff's random question of the day.
Episode 10 in our preview, when Xavier was on there, I asked you who's the GOAT of the WNBA. What was yours, Albert? Who was your GOAT?
Episode 10?
Yeah. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think it was like Lisa Leslie or Candace Parker, between those two, but I changed that, obviously.
Kyron?
I think I picked Maya Moore.
Jeff? Do you remember her name?
Nah, bro.
the 3-year veteran.
Breonna Stewart.
Yeah. Who? One of y'all. You or Xavier picked Breonna Stewart.
They both did.
Yeah.
Well, that I was thinking after that episode, I was like, okay, we talked about the GOAT, but let's get back on that and this time talk about Mount Rushmore. So top four WNBA players of all time. We all made a list of who we would put on our Mount Rushmore, and I'll go first on my list because my GOAT was Lisa Leslie. That's who I said, and the previous episode, because not what she did on the court, because she was a great big woman, like post player. Because like big man doesn't sound weird, right? But big woman,
Yeah, dude.
that sounds weird. So she was a great post player and defender, and playing with the LA Sparks, she was popular and won championships. And when you're in LA, you're you're the face of the league. But she was in a lot of 90s sitcoms and shows, and a lot of people respect her. She's highly revered. So I have Lisa Leslie. Number one. Cheryl Swoops, I have her. It was kind of like a toss-up between her and Cynthia Cooper, because they both played for the Houston Comets. They won the first four. Albert, stop, man. What was I supposed to say?
This is how you said it.
Because it sounded weird before it even reached my mouth. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I should say that. But yeah, it was a toss-up between.
I like how Albert just laughs. It doesn't make any type of sound.
Like,
there goes.
You sound like Charles Barkley when you said "great big woman."
Like San Antonio. Yeah, so it was a toss-up between Cheryl Swoops and Cynthia Cooper. They both were on the Houston Comets team, won the first 4 WNBA titles. But I gave it to Cheryl Swoops because she was another great post player, defender, won the Defensive Player of the Year 2 times, two-time scoring champ to do it on both sides of the court. that's amazing. And she was like the first big megastar with Cynthia Cooper. And Cynthia Cooper, she already had a successful career in Europe. And then when the WNBA was founded, she was already 34. So I gave it to Cheryl Swoops. That's my number 2. Sue Bird, well, like Steve Nash of WNBA. Well, I won't even do that. She's just Sue Bird, one of the greatest facilitators, greatest point guards ever to play for the league. Won another championship, 4-time WNBA champion, and she would have won it 3 times, like three-peat, if she and Breonna Stewart were healthy last year. And lastly, Maya Moore. It was hard because I love Deanna Taurasi. I think she's like all-time in WNBA points, 5-time scoring champ. But I give it to Maya Moore because that Minnesota Lynx team, they basically won every year. It was always them and the LA Sparks, and that rivalry definitely had me tune into those WNBA finals games. But I give it to her not only for on the court, but what she did off the court, helping that gentleman that was wrongfully convicted, getting him out of prison. Now that's her husband, but she's doing a lot for social injustices and trying to pass like prison reform, and so she's doing great things off the court, and that's why people like Muhammad Ali and LeBron James are my goats in their respective sports, because of not only what they do on the court, but how they use that platform for more important things. So that's my Mount Rushmore.
And she sat out the season for the reform.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she's coming back. I think she's retired.
Think so?
I think so.
Yeah, I think she retired too.
She's done enough.
Yeah. And now we have a new generation with like Sabrina Lanoscu, or I think I'm butchering her name.
Yeah. From Oregon?
Yeah, Oregon, New York Liberty. You have the new generation coming in, and they're getting a lot of exposure, especially with social media. The help of social media, the brand, the league, and their personal brands are starting to grow.
What's going on with Brittany Grinder?
What about her?
What's going on with her? Is she do anything yet?
She has a teammate in Deanna Taurasi, and that helps, and they won a chip or two, but she's not as dominant as she was when she was at Baylor.
Yeah, her height was all the way up there. She ain't really look up to it.
I'll go next with my WNBA Mount Rushmore. My honorable mentions are like Candace Parker and Maya Moore. I think they're arguably two of the best WNBA players that we've seen thus far, but they didn't fall in my top 4. I'm gonna start with number 4 for me is Lisa Leslie. She had a great impact on the game. She was in that inaugural WNBA season. She was the first player to dunk in a WNBA game. So she made an impact on that. And like Devin said, she's definitely a part of the culture. When you think of WNBA, Lisa Leslie is one of those, top names. For number 3 for me, I got Tamika Catchings. She's still playing, and she's been playing like 15 seasons, I think 16 seasons.
LeBron-esque.
Yeah.
Hey, who was your number 2?
Who?
Was Lisa Leslie, wasn't she your number 1?
No, she's not 4.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, Tamika Catchings, 10-time All-Star and 5-time defensive player of the year, so she's definitely in that top circle. On number 2, I got Sue Bird. Sue Bird is definitely one of the greats. Her impact on the game is unmatched. 11-time All-Star, 4-time champion, so she's definitely has an impact on the game. And number 1, I probably can't even guess who it is. Simone Augustus.
Oh, she was cool.
Killer. Yeah, she killer. Yeah.
So she definitely had a big, big impact on the game. 8-time All-Star, 4-time WNBA champion. you don't really hear her name, but if you watch the sport, you know who she is. So that's my Mount Rushmore.
I got, let's see, number 4. I'm gonna go with Lisa Leslie. You already said a mouthful about her, so I'm not gonna dive too deep in
Great big old woman.
there. Not gonna dive too deep in here.
What you say, hell?
She's a great big old woman.
Oh,
man, number 3.
height wise,
Diana Taurasi.
not mad at that.
Yep. Number 2, I have Sue Bird. Y'all said a mouthful about her as well. And then number 1, I like Maya Moore. I'm going with Maya Moore. 31 already had 4 ships. Can't argue with that greatness, man.
Probably would have had 7 by now. Who knows?
Exactly.
Best UConn. Well, I'm sure it's debatable, but one of the best UConn
I
women.
think she's the best at UConn.
Women athletes.
2 ships at UConn.
All right, Jeff, who'd you have to Google for yours?
Well, if I Googled mine, that means Kiren Googled his too.
No. You ain't gonna put this on me because
hey, because my top 4 is similar to yours. You know what I'm saying? Let me put my notes out.
Oh man.
No particular order.
Number 4
Lisa
and number
Leslie.
2.
Google.com.
Number 4 and number
Lisa
2.
Leslie. Say it again. We got Lisa Leslie. All right. Diana Taurasi. All right. Sue Bird. All right.
My God. This man making me look bad right now.
And then I have Simone Augustus.
Oh no! There's no way. There's no way. You don't even know what Simone Augustus is. There's no way you have her.
Google, bro.
So you just exposed Kyra because you got that on the same website he got it off of.
No, I actually watch it. I know these people.
Cite your source.
Me.com.
4 different players. Like, what? I don't even know how you came to that conclusion.
Jeff, how did you? Who did Simone Augustus play for? Since you threw Kyra under the bus.
No, I didn't.
What?
No, the Minnesota Lynx.
Exactly.
Oh my God!
But she was
this man. We're going
What thing is this?
to conclude the World Series. As we mentioned at the beginning of the episode, the World Series is in Arlington, Texas, at Globe Life Field. Dodgers versus the Rays. Great series. I can already tell by the firepower, star power, pitching, the aces that both teams have. But let's talk about the beauty of this ballpark. The ballpark was killed by Twitter, as everything is. Once it was presented to the public, everyone made fun of it. They were roasting it. They literally roasted it with this grill. They said it looked like a grill, so they photoshopped it. And then if you watch Toy Story, they're saying that it would resemble Al's toy barn. And I didn't like that as a local boy. I didn't like that. I didn't like the criticism that it gotten. But now that we have the NLCS and we have the World Series, all eyes are on this beautiful stadium and on this ballpark, and especially with this retractable roof and how it looks at nighttime. I mean, this place is beautiful. So I'm glad that the World Series is here. First neutral site World Series since the 1940s. So those tweets, they didn't age well because I think that this is a beautiful ballpark.
I think they missed the mark with how they made this stadium. I think they definitely could have done it better because it kind of looked like the Astros ballpark for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't like how they did that. I think they wasted all their money for a brand new stadium in the old ballpark. Like, it wasn't that old. Like,
it
that's
wasn't
just wasting taxpayers' money at that point.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that Globe Life Park, they could definitely stay there and possibly, renovate it where it's not as much and just put a retractable roof on that. I don't know how hard that is, but in Texas, you need a retractable roof, especially in the
Yeah.
summertime during baseball season, because it can get up to 110. So we definitely needed one. But yeah, I mean, this is a beautiful stadium. I like it. Now to the game, marquee matchup. Tampa Bay Rays, ALCS champs versus the Los Angeles Dodgers, NLCS champions. I think the Rays they messed up what uh, people that don't really watch baseball, they messed up the matchup that uh, they wanted to see and what I think the MLB wanted to see. Yankees versus Dodgers, New York
Yeah.
versus LA. But I think these are the two best teams and they deserve to be here and representing their league. Let's get into predictions. Uh, Who would like to go first?
I'll go. I got the Dodgers in six games. I think this past series um, with the Braves really woke them up. Coming down from 3-1 and to win the series. It shows how strong this Dodgers team is. My top players are Max Muncy, Corey Seager is playing outstanding. Cody Bellinger, of course, the leader on that team, and the addition of Mookie Betts recently definitely solidified them as one of the the best teams, if not the best team in MLB. I love this team. They got a great pitching staff with Walker Buehler. He's young, so they're going to get a lot out of him, and I think they're going to submit it with the championship this year. They also got Joe Kelly, the agent Clayton Kershaw, and Dustin May. So I definitely feel like the Dodgers got this in the bag in 6 games.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm a. Oh, go
Oh, you go.
ahead. Oh,
Go ahead.
well, I'm gonna pick the Dodgers. I don't know how many games, but I know they just came back from 3-1, so it shows that fight that they have. So I'm gonna go with the Dodgers, and they do have Mookie Betts, who I do know who that is.
Always bet on Mookie. I'll go. If the Rays were out of Atlanta, then maybe I would pick the Dodgers to win because that's just something that Atlanta-based teams. That's what they're known for doing is blowing a 3-1 lead or any type of lead. My heart says Dodgers because I do like the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw from Highland Park. He's from the Dallas Metroplex. This is their third appearance in 4 years, uh, making it to advance to the World Series. So it seems like this has to be the time. But I kind of see them as like the Buffalo Bills, the '90s Bills, where you go to 4 consecutive Super Bowls and you just fall short every time. And I think that'll happen because defense wins championships, and that Rays pitching rotation, those aces that they have, Charlie Morton, um, Blake Snell, Cy Young winner, Tyler Glasnow. He's starting in game one against Clayton Kershaw. And Clayton Kershaw is a Hall of Famer, but it's not because of postseason. For some reason he does not show up in the postseason. His numbers are at a like historically they're low. Uh, One of the worst numbers to have as a pitcher. I do like Walker Bueller. He is great. He's dealing with a blister right now, and that any type of injury, minor injury like that, can affect any type of the way a pitcher pitches. And I like Dustin May. He came out of nowhere when Clayton Kershaw couldn't start that opening day. He took over, and he's been playing well. I like Mookie Betts, Corey Seager, as you said, like 5 home runs in the NLCS. That's crazy. Um, Cody Bellinger, with the Rays, they have a Rosarena, rookie, 7 home runs in the postseason. That's like a rookie record. You have Mike Zunino. Basically, like they have all these guys, Hunter Renfro. They have a lot of guys that like they're. I think one of the players on Tampa Bay said we're not household names, but you better get to know us because we will be soon. Like the Astros, they weren't household names. This Rays team, they don't beat on trash cans or anything like that. actually play with the rules. Like they play fairly. But I'm picking the Rays 6 games. If it goes 7, Dodgers. But I think the Rays will win in 6 because of their pitching alone.
Interesting. Give me a second. All right. You guys ready for my prediction? Can I get a drum roll, please?
Cool.
I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but
Nobody can hear that.
Come on, boy! I run out of breath already.
So my prediction for the 2020 World Series is.
You did all that for. You did all that for a hat.
For a hat?
I thought you drove to Arlington and you were actually at the game. Oh man. The Dodgers.
The LA Dodgers. I say they're going to win it in 5. You know what I'm
saying? Okay.
Ooh.
Hot take.
Yes, sir. Hot take. So actually, that should be my new name, Jeff the Hot Take Hyatt.
Stop.
You can call yourself that.
Come on, where's the support? Where's the support?
Hey, man, real friends tell you when it's not it, and that's not it.
Well, I did that for a hat, for something he could have just went off screen and put on.
No, I keep my hats in a particular spot of the house. I had to go grab it real quick.
Oh man, that's a good one. So Dodgers, 5 games, Jeff. Dodgers for Kiren. He doesn't know. 4 through 7, Albert. 6 games, Dodgers. Tampa Bay Rays. 6 games for me. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm always alone. Dylan's Island.
It's LA season. They obviously
it's Tampa season.
Dodgers got to win. Dodgers got to win too.
Unfortunately, the Tampa Bay Lightning beat our Stars. They won. Yeah. Buccaneers. Hey. They're looking good. So, boys, that's it. Episode 11.
Wait. Now, it's usually corny jokes or it's dad jokes, cheesy jokes. But when does a joke become a dad joke?
When you have
a kid? It becomes apparent.
Oh.
When it becomes apparent, really?
Why do we allow this?
Yeah,
Jeffrey, you should know, right? When does a joke become a dad joke? When it becomes apparent.
He's wearing a dad hat too. Oh man! Now that he got that joke out of the way, got it out of his system. Thank you all for tuning in to episode 11. Continue to tune in. Watch us twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays. We need you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pod Ties. Smash that like button. Give us a thumbs up. And that notification bell. We need you to destroy it.
You know what? I could tell a joke about pizza, but it's a little too cheesy, so don't worry about it.
2 and 1? No, we can't handle that. We can't.
You can also, moving on. You can also stream our episodes,
please,
on any digital streaming. Oh, well, not on any. You can also stream our episodes. God, you messed me up. You can also stream our episodes on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. Listen to Albert's corny jokes in the car and say why while you're in traffic. Listen to his corny jokes while you're
make him crash.
Listen to his corny jokes while you're vacuuming. Hopefully the vacuum is loud enough to where you can't hear it. Or listen to it at work, and then you can also listen to it at work, and your boss will call into his office and say, "Pack up your belongings." So yeah, listen to it on any one of those digital streaming services. As I said, we appreciate you. Until next time.
Shout out.
So we're canceled. Until next time.
Keep them ties strong, young scalawags.
Yeah, we're canceled again. Join the ties. Y'all have a great 2 days until we see you. Take care. Peace, Podsters.
Take care. No Drake.
3 for 1.
3-1, man. 3-1.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, they don't pay me.
Albert. Shit, don't get paid at all.